It's interesting as I sort of look out into the world and look back on the events of my life, and as I begin to connect the dots of all the points in time that have allowed me to expand and grow, I begin to realize how perfectly aligned those dots have been for where I'm going. As I look out into the world and just have an awareness of what's happening out there, it's interesting to notice that change is inevitable, and that sometimes structures were meant to collapse. Back in the early 1900s, when buildings were being built and skyscrapers were skying high and still are, there becomes a point in time from those old buildings that it's time for them to collapse so that something new can be rebuilt. Because those old structures were only useful for so long. They can only hold up for so long. And we begin to look out and see that structures were meant to be collapsed. Sometimes, my friends, the structures that we've built are simply no longer sustainable or even suitable for the life that we're moving into. And have you noticed that when sometimes things feel like they're falling apart, is because maybe they're supposed to. Maybe they're supposed to because maybe something bigger and more wilder and more expansive is ready to be built. But if we are holding those old structures in place, then we leave no room for a new structure or a new space to be built. And so, my friends, as you look out into your life, as you notice what chapters are coming to an end and what chapters are ready to begin, are you still on the last page of the old chapter that might be preventing you from reading or maybe even writing the new chapter of your life? As I look out into my own personal universe and see the massive changes that are happening, moving to Costa Rica in the next couple of months, dissolving my current coaching business that has been wildly successful over the last 4.5 years, and seeing that this time I'm choosing the collapse. That this time I will no longer fight and try to hold up the structures that I've built over the years that will prevent me from building something bigger, better, more badder, if you will. I will no longer try to keep structures of my life in place that can't hold the bigness that I'm becoming. And I invite you to do the same, my friend. What structures in your life are ready to collapse if you just simply allow them? Sometimes when things seem like they're falling out of place, that they're actually falling into place. And sometimes before we have major breakthroughs, it's time for a major breakdown. So, my dear friends, I invite you and encourage you and even challenge you to take a look at what structures of your life are ready to be dissolved, what structures of your life are ready to be collapsed, and what new possibilities would be available for you if you did, if you just let go and allowed the beautiful collapse to happen, to allow the demolition derby team of the universe to come into your world and collapse whatever limiting structures that have worked for you for some time that simply are no longer working for you. So as you and me, move into this new journey of life together, this new expansion, this rapid growth of consciousness on the planet, this new urge for more freedom and peace, this new demand for kindness and caring, as we move into that place, those old structures won't fit into where we're going. And you can either try to drag them and pull them into this new reality that we're moving into, or you can allow them to collapse and say your goodbyes and have gratitude for those structures as they've built you to the place of where you are now. And maybe it's time to build something new together.